Hello everyone and welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name's Michael and I'm bitten by a radioactive book. Today I'm going to present you my very ambitious January TBR, and it's filled with a lot of buddy reading madness. So you might have seen that on other channels. We have a little collaboration going on there with a couple of booktubers. For example, Samantha from Novels and Nonsense, Caitlin from Kitty G, Lindsay from Lindsay Ray, Sarah from Books and Junk, Sana from Inkbones Books, Giselle from Giselle Bradley, Chris from The Reading Roads, Connor from Connor O'Brien, PT from PT Hilton. I hope I didn't forget anyone there. So we're basically trying to read a lot of books together this year, and so we set us up for a lot of different buddy reads. So not everybody will be a part of every buddy read, but out of that pool of people there will be form like a lot of buddy reads and a lot of buddy reads I'm participating in. And so you will see that theme of buddy reads dominating my upcoming month. And yeah, for this month it's of course the same. And I've signed up for a lot because I wanted to read more in 2015. So we'll see how that will go. So let's get right into it. First off, we have a few books that I'm taking with me out of December. The first of those is The Shotgun Arcana, the second book by R.S. Belcher in his Golgotha series. It's a Weird West tale filled with supernatural elements, different religions, different mythologies from different countries of the world. It has really great characters, and I've already finished it, so I can say that, and that was the first book I've actually read in January, so this mission is already accomplished and it was a great read, but more about that in my monthly wrap-up. The second book I'm taking with me is Cibola Burn by James S.A. Corey, the fourth book in the Expanse series. It's a science fiction space opera set in our solar system. Yeah, it's already like the fourth part, so I'm not talking too much in depth about the content because it would be like spoiler heavy for the first books. I'm almost finished with that, so I have the audiobook and I'm like 1 hour away from completing it, so I hope that will happen today. Next up we have Emperor of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. It's the final installment in his Broken Empires trilogy, and yeah, that was actually part of my plan for finishing a few series in December 2014. The successful ones you're going to see in my wrap-up, I think on Wednesday or Thursday, one of those 2 days that will go up. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to finishing the series with our lovable or not so lovable main character Jörg. And also part of my finishing project that I didn't actually finish were the second and third book in the Ack Macaque series, named Hive Monkey and Macaque Attack. Careful. Yeah, I've read the first installment last year and I really enjoyed it. It's a science fiction cyberpunk story. It was light-hearted but had some very interesting themes as well, so I'm looking forward because I have like the third book as an art copy from NetGalley and I want to review it. It came out December the 30th, so it's brand new and available, so if you want to look into the whole trilogy you're able to. Yeah, and of course before I can review the third book I have to read the second book, and yeah, I try to do that in January as well. Then we're coming up to 2 buddy reads I'm doing outside of the main buddy reading group. There is another group, the BookTube Reading Buddies on Goodreads, and I'm part of this group, and some of the members there or have read the Tales of the Catty Jane series, Tales of the Catty J series, by Chris Wooding. And we're now up to the 4th book and final book, the Ace of Skulls. And yeah, it's a steampunk fantasy series set in a secondary world. It has, yeah, it feels a bit like the TV show Firefly, with a lot of great characters, banter between the crew, and I really enjoyed the first 3 books. They were 5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars for me, so I'm really looking forward to finishing up this series. And the second book I'm reading outside of the normal buddy reading bunch is Red Shirts by John Scalzi. It's a Star Trek parody as far as I know, so the infamous Red Shirts, the ones that always get killed off on away missions, seem to be like the focus of that novel. Yeah, as I said, it seems to be a parody, and I'm really looking forward to read it. I'm going to read that with Abby from the Story Magpie, and I'm really looking forward to that buddy read, because Abby is just like a lovely person to talk to, and I've never read a book with her before, so yeah, that will be a lot of fun. I also signed up for the Neverlanders book club, which is a middle grade reading book club initiated by Giselle Bradley and Erica from Snogging on Sundays. There are a couple of other booktubers involved in moderating the group. Maggie from Maggie Reads, I think, Ashley, and someone else. I don't have the page right here, sorry. Yeah, they are planning on reading some of the middle grade series, and as many of the middle grade series were like English or American middle grade series, and so I didn't read them in my German childhood. I'm interested to look into them as well. They are quick books, so we're reading like 1 book a week, and we're starting with the Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, and the first 4 books in that series are The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The White Window, and The Miserable Mill. And so, yeah, we'll see if that is something for me. So, that would normally be already like a great TBR, but now we're just getting started with all the buddy reads I'm reading with the booktubers I've mentioned at the beginning of the video. So, let's get into that. First off, I'm already reading the 3rd book in John Scalzi's Old Man's War trilogy, called The Last Colony, together with Lindsay from Lindsay Ray. We are almost through, so we read a lot over the weekend, and we're like, I think, 2 hours away from ending it, so we're going to finish it today. And yeah, we're really enjoying it so far, but you will definitely see those reviewed in her weekly wrap-up and my monthly wrap-up. Next up, we have the highly anticipated release of Firefight by Brandon Sanderson that will be available at the 6th in the US and at the 8th in the UK, and so a lot of us will pick this up and read it right away. Caitlin from Kitty G already was lucky enough to get a copy early through Waterstones in London. I'm a bit envious of her, but for me it's only like another few hours until the Kindle version is released, so yeah, I'm going to jump into that right away. Next up is a series I'm really looking forward to starting. It's the Inder series by Sherwood Smith, and if you're following Samantha from Novels and Nonsense, you will know that she loves the series. Samantha is one of the booktubers I probably have the most in common when it comes to like taste of the books we like, and so she loves the series, and I've promised her for a long time that I want to check it out, and yeah, this month is the month where I'm going to start a buddy read for Inda, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that series. I didn't read that much about the series beforehand because I just want to go in there and enjoy it without having any prior knowledge to it. Another book series I'm going to read with Samantha from Novels and Nonsense is the Lioness Quartet, starting with Alana, by Tamora Pierce. Tamora Pierce is also one of Samantha's all-time favorite authors. I personally never have read anything by her, so that will be very interesting. So for Samantha this will be rereads, same as Inda, and for me it will be something totally new, and I'm really looking forward to it. Next up we have the second book in Robin Hobb's Farseer trilogy called Royal Assassin. We are following Fitz, the bastard son of the heir to a throne, and yeah, a lot of booktubers read the first book last month, and I have read this I think last year or maybe even 2013. So it's been a while, but I never continued with the series, and now as we're finishing up the first trilogy and then maybe even moving on to Robin Hobb's other books, I'm really looking forward to get back into this world. The next series I'm reading is a series that I don't want to like pronounce because it's complicated, but I'm going to try. It's the Chronicles of the Imaginarium Geographica, by James S.A. Owen, or James A. Owen, I think. And the first book is Here There Be Dragons. And yeah, it seems to be a short read as well, a bit middle grade-ish. So I don't know that much about the series. Apparently there are dragons in the series, and they have like a very interesting like cover scheme, and yeah, that is also a series we're going to tackle over the next couple of months, so I'm really looking forward to it. Next up we have Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. It's the first in her, I think the series is called Falling Kingdoms as well. It's a YA fantasy series that is described a bit of a YA version of Game of Thrones. I'm always careful when it comes to that kind of combinations. So far I'm a bit hesitant about the series because a lot of people that I know love YA. Rave about the series, but almost everybody that is more of an adult science fiction and fantasy reader is more meh about it. So I try to keep my expectations low there. I heard that the world building is a bit lacking, that there's a bit too much romance in it maybe for my taste, but anyway, I'm devoted now. I'm trying to read this series, as you will see in my huge book haul, Christmas, birthday, December book haul. I also bought like the second and third installments, so yeah, I'm in it for good, so we'll see how much I enjoy that. Next up we have Rise of Empires. It's the second installment in Michael J. Sullivan's Rhaeria Revelations. We've read the first book in December already as a buddy read, and we're going to tackle the second one this month, and I'm really, looking forward to get into the adventures of the two thieves, Hadrian and Royce, back again. Already some exciting things happened in the first bind-up book, and yeah, I'm just eager to see how that develops for our two heroes. Next up we have The Magicians by Lev Grossman. This is always described like an adult Harry Potter version, so of characters that are like more grown-up characters when they become or come in touch with magic, when things like drugs and the normal delusions or disillusions of life already hit the characters. So yeah, it's more of a dark and sarcastic version of that kind of trope. This book seems to be very controversial and a love-hate kind of book. I have a lot of people that rave about it and give it like 5 stars, but I also know people that find that really like despicable and rated only 1 or 2 stars. So yeah, I'm very interested to see where I fall into that. On which side of the fence I'm going to fall. And last but not least, as I've said already in my 2015 reading goals, I'm trying to read The Wheel of Time this year, or in this year, and next year, so like a book every month. And if I have time in between all this, I don't see how, but yeah, I will try. I will try to read like The Eye of the World over the course of the whole month. So always in between like buddy reads when I have a bit of time. Yeah, I will dedicate that time to The Wheel of Time. So let's see how that's going to go. So, as you can see, this is a massive TBR. It's more than 20 books, and normally I'm more of a reader for 8 to 12 kind of books in a good month. So I really want to challenge myself and see where this is going. A lot of the books, like the Lemony Snicket books, like the Ag Ag Macaque books, like Here There Be Dragons, or I think The Fallen Kingdoms as well, the John Scalzi books, are rather short reads that might only take me like 2 or 3 days to read them, when I read something else as well on the side. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it through all of those, but I'm very confident that I can tackle a lot of them, at least all the buddy reads I've signed up for. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to starting this year. This will be an exciting reading year, and now it's finally here. And yeah, let's see if my crazy buddy reading madness TBR is something I can finish. So, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more of me, subscribe to my channel. If you want to know what's coming up on my channel, please look inside the description box. There's a little segment there called On the Horizon. I wish you a good day and hope you get bitten by a really good book too. Bye.